Okay, so today's announcements are one, thank you. I know I said this in the beginning, but thank you again for 401 subscribers. Two, there is going to be a poll made about my next country history, which I finally have managed to do, which is Plutopian history. If you guys want to learn about Plutopian history, then be sure to be on the lookout for the poll. Also, uh, maybe sometime whenever I'm finished with what I gotta do, I will post more videos about the historical armies that I haven't reviewed because I know there's some guys that you have selected and I haven't done. Don't worry, it will be filmed very soon. It's just only I just need to plan it when I'm going to do it and schedule it. And also sorry that my hair's a mess. Uh, anyway, so basically be out looking for the poll. And thank you guys so much for watching my videos and also giving this channel 401 subscribers. My next goal for this channel is to reach up to 500, and let's see how far we can go from there. Thank you guys very, very much. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully when I get the time. Be sure to look out for that poll, and don't forget to vote. The poll with the option with the most votes is the one that will be mentioned and also filmed and posted. So, yeah. See ya. Now we're in the events, historical events of Madain. So let's start this. After World War II, the nation of Madain remained isolated from other conflicts until they were conquered and then liberated during the Equality War, which would make the government system change from a communist to a republic due to Saharbal dying of an infection in his heart. As months went by, the government was controlled by the civilians of the country because of the trauma that was left after Habal's leadership, and the civilians were still following communist laws but added elections on different topics and shared equal power amongst themselves. That would soon change because months after the Equality War, they would be conquered and forced to join Tynarania's expedition to conquering the whole world and turning it into a communist regime, which was known as the Communist Invasion. As they were forced to fight for Tynarania, they saw the errors of communism, and after they were liberated, they joined the Allies and put an end to Tynarania's army and stopping them from finishing their goal. When Madain was called, well, actually, this was during the Equality War. Oh no, this is definitely during the Communist Invasion. Tynarania's army is stopping them from finishing their goal. When Madain was called into picking a country to fight with during the Tenyon Civil War, they decided to join the Basaja side since Budapest joined the enemies and they were close to their home. And in order to protect themselves, their country, they joined Basaja and their war against Faisfilid, which they won with Basaja's support. This was also the time when Madain began to modernize and finally approved their government to be a democratic nation because of what they witnessed during the Tyranian invasion and agreed to ban all communist ideals and laws in their country and turning it into a democratic republic. Madain remained isolated and neutral from other conflicts because they were focusing on reforming their nation to be a democratic nation and to be allies with everyone. After several months of reform and reconstruction, Madain was officially approved as a democratic nation, and their president was Alejandro Venezuela. Alejandro would later make an alliance with Britain to become one of his allies, and that would later start another imperial war, which resulted with the Allies winning and Tynarania defeated. On January 4, 2023, Madain would join the AMIPR Council and the Armament International Trading System Company. When their once friend Grayton began to declare war on the world, Alejandro was forced to send his soldiers to fight, but when Grayton was defeated, Alejandro surrendered immediately and signed a treaty to end the war, but they would be under Tynarania's control as one of the terms that the Allies mentioned. Madain was forced to trade everything that they had with Tynarania as reparations for the war that they were forced to join in. One day, Alejandro had enough of Tynarania draining their economy, so he would form an alliance with Tanzania to gain support for his plan of getting rid of Tainarian's occupation of his country. This would be known as the Madain Revolution, and was the first actual war that Madaus started in history. And how the war started was the leader of Madaus kidnapped the Sares's brother and son and held them hostage because he wanted to make a trade deal for their lives. He wasn't planning on killing them. He just wanted to hold them hostage so that the Sares can let them go. And he hoped that if he just threatened the Sares, hey, let my country go and let my people go from your occupation, and I will let them go. But instead, Sares declared war on Madaus, and that caused a huge fight. And this was basically the first war they started. And in the end, we're about to see here. From the beginning of the war, they were helping Tanzania conquer and reoccupy their old allies until the Allied forces convinced Alejandro to change sides, because Tanzania was also planning on blaming his nation for the cause of the war. So he changed sides and helped the Allies win the war. And once it was over, the Tainarian granted Madaus independence because they would return the Sares's brother and son that they kidnapped before the war began. Alejandro since then has ruled the country and intends to not interfere with other conflicts until he is needed, or if one problem arises. Alright guys, well it turns out we managed to get this video done in the whole day, really. So now we're going to move on to announcements. The nation of Madaus was founded on December 25th, 2020, along with 2 other nations, which those 2 other nations would be Bamaya and Budapest, to let you guys know. The first leader of Madaus was Tsar Habal Makarna. Also, the government at the time was communist, and it used to be a communist nation, and that was their government system based on communism. The first war that they were involved in was the Negotiation War, which was about Madaus, Bamaya, and Budapest trying to find their own territory and claim it as their home. It did get a little violent, but Madaus didn't lose any soldiers, and peace was achieved once everyone had their own land. And basically, Madaus didn't get involved in the war, so they were kind of neutral and didn't want to take part. But in the end, everyone got a piece of territory for them to own and claim it as their nation, or basically their country. The next war that they were involved in was the Second Invasion, when the Galactic forces came back to claim their country and others to make it their home. But they won the war along with the help of Plastopian and Tolanian forces. Now, I will do a breakdown, probably make a poll about if you guys want to learn about the Galactic Wars, because I know that you guys are like, what the heck is Galactic War? Well, the Galactic War, in summary, is between space army men and, in my universe, regular army men, and the space army men are trying to conquer their worlds from those 2 wars, so that they can claim as home, since they lost their own home due to a black hole several years ago, and it resulted with always the Galactic forces losing, and they haven't been attacked since. Haven't attacked them since. That's what the short versions of those are, but if you want to get into the details, I'll post a poll about it and see what you guys think. Now, anyway, let's get back to the origins. Soon after their victory of the Second Invasion, Madaus would soon be allies with Tainarian, and would provide nuclear weapons to them during the Second World War Plastic War, but their trade was stopped due to the Allies destroying their factories, and with that they would sign an armistice with the Allies and let Tainarian fight on their own, and which would result with Tainarian being defeated and the first leader to be executed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and also welcome back to my channel. I know that I haven't been posting for a really long while. If you didn't read my previous poll that I have posted, I have been busy a lot lately, and I haven't been taking the time to start posting these videos, but I am taking the time today to post the video that you guys selected, and today we are going to be learning about Madain history. Now, before we get into the video, I am going to say I have one little message to declare. Thank you guys so much for bringing this channel up to a 400 and 400 subscribers, and maybe there's 400 subscribers, but I'm going to make sure it's 400 before I start saying this, because I know last time I checked it was 400, but yeah, I never know what the chances are. So let me check real quick, make sure that I'm saying the right information, because I have no idea if we made up to a 401 or 400 subscribers, but either way, I want to say thanks. So turns out there is a total of 401 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for giving my channel your support and your interest into my videos. Thank you guys very, very much. Now, today, we're going to learn about the Madain history, and hopefully I can get this video done and over with, but if it takes longer to film, then I'm probably going to have to do a series, like a part 1 or part 2 or something, like a part 1, part 2 thing or whatever. Anyway, let's get into Madain history. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and also welcome back to my channel. I know that I haven't been posting for a really long while. If you didn't read my previous poll that I have posted, I have been busy a lot lately, and I haven't been taking the time to start posting these videos, but I am taking the time today to post the video that you guys selected, and today we are going to be learning about Madain history. Now, before we get into the video, I am going to say I have one little message to declare. Thank you guys so much for bringing this channel up to a 400 and 400 subscribers, and maybe there's 400 subscribers, but I'm going to make sure it's 400 before I start saying this, because I know last time I checked it was 400, but yeah, I never know what the chances are. So let me check real quick, make sure that I'm saying the right information, because I have no idea if we made up to a 401 or 400 subscribers, but either way, I want to say thanks. So turns out there is a total of 401 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for giving my channel your support and your interest into my videos. Thank you guys very, very much. Now, today, we're going to learn about the Madain history, and hopefully I can get this video done and over with, but if it takes longer to film, then I'm probably going to have to do a series, like a part 1 or part 2 or something, like a part 1, part 2 thing or whatever. Anyway, let's get into Madain history.